Hello everyone, welcome back. Sometimes the most satisfying TV episodes are the one where you just can't wait to see the killer get caught. And Elizabeth season 3 episode 15 delivers exactly that kind of payoff. At first glance this episode feels like it could have been predictable, another entitled narcissist character who thinks they are smarter than everyone else, carefully covering their tracks. But what makes this one stand out is that it's not just about power or control, it's about insecurity, and that twist makes all the difference. The killer this time, Rachel, is honestly one of the most frustrating characters we have seen in a while. But in a good way, she's a party planner with a massive ego, completely convinced that she's loved and admired, when in reality, she's pushed everyone away with her controlling and toxic behavior. And when someone finally tells her the truth, she snaps. What interesting is that the murder doesn't feel premeditated. It feels impulsive, messy, and very human. Rachel panics, uses what's around her, and then scrambles to clean up the situation, throwing the weapon into the dishwasher and trying to frame someone else. It's chaotic but believable. And that's where the episode really shines. Watching Rachel try to stay one step ahead while slowly unraveling is incredibly entertaining. Her plan to frame Harvey might seem clever at first, but the cracks start showing up almost immediately. The details are what makes this case fun, especially the classic Elizabeth style deduction. The whole two yellow pots situation sounds simple, but it turns into a key piece of the puzzle. Elizabeth noticing the subtle difference between them and proving it by matching the lid is such a throwback to the show's earlier brilliance. It's that Sherlock Holmes style attention to detail that's been missing a bit this season, and it's great to see it come back here. Even if the forensic evidence, like the blood traces in the dishwasher, is stronger, it's those small observational moments that makes Elsbeth stand out as character. Rachel, meanwhile, just keeps digging herself deeper, trying to bribe Carson into giving her an alibi is where things really starts to fall apart. Not only is it a bad plan, but it also doesn't make much sense. After the way she treated him, there's no real reason for him to help her, and yet somehow he goes along with it, only to completely ruin everything by showing up in the most ridiculous way possible. It's one of those moments where you just shake your head and think, what did you expect was going to happen? But as fun as the case is, not everything works perfectly. One of the most frustrating aspects of the episode is Donnelly constantly doubting Elsbeth. At this point, it is a trope that's wearing thin. How many times does Elsbeth have to be right before people start trusting her instincts? In this case, the doubt feels specially forced. The evidence against Howie is weak from the start, and it doesn't take too much to question the narrative. Yet Donnelly keeps pushing back, only to eventually admit Elsbeth was right all along. It's a predictable cycle that the show really needs to move fast. On the other hand, Chief Wagner takes a step back this time, which actually works in the episode's favor. He lets Elsbeth do her thing, and by now he knows better than to underestimate her. The subplot involving Wagner's anniversary party, though, is a bit of a mixed bag. Inviting both his daughter and her ex and then trying to uninvite one of them feels more like something out of a sitcom than a procedural drama. It's awkward, a little unnecessary, and doesn't add much to the overall story. There are some lighter moments, sure, but compared to the main case, it just feels like filler. The same goes for Alex's storyline, which doesn't really go anywhere meaningful despite some initial promise. But even with those minor issues, the episode succeed where it matters most. It gives us a compelling villain, a clever investigation, and a satisfying resolution. Rachel is exactly the kind of character you love to hate, and watching her carefully constructed lies fall apart piece by piece is incredibly rewarding. By the end, the episode feels like a return to form for Elsbeth. It's sharp, character driven, and filled with those little details that make solving the mystery so enjoyable. So, what did you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.